It's real talk. Yeah. With the main Chip Washington. It's real talk. Man, it's real talk with your main Chip Washington. When it comes to information, the main got an arsenal. Bring you up to speed with what you need. He's the local and nationwide news feed. Let's talk about it. Dialect to do something about it. Chip got the flow wide open if you got questions about it. Man, it's the show that brings you to your raw. To solve all problems, it starts with real talk. It's 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 real talk. Yeah. Welcome to Real Talk with your host, Chip Washington. It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Here we go on this Monday evening, 6 o'clock. Your friend, the humble host, Chip Washington here. This is Real Talk Memphis. Very happy to have you with us wherever it is you are checking us out. And speaking of wherever it is you are checking us out, you can do it one of a few ways. You can actually catch us on WYXR 91.7 on your FM dial live right now. You can also catch us live on WYXR.org or org. You can catch us live there. Just hit listen live. Or you can catch us on the Tunein app. You can also catch us live there. Just put in WYXR in the search and press the button and you'll hear us crystal clearly. Now, for those of you who might actually miss this fine piece of radio broadcasting, we're a podcast, so we will be posted tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll be on the podcast platforms or wherever it is you get your podcast. Now, how you doing? Everybody doing okay? Last we checked in 7 days ago. I hope everybody is doing well, feeling well. I know a lot of folks in and out of town on vacation, doing their thing and the whole 9 yards. And if you are back, welcome back. And if you are about to head out, well, have a great time. As we move forward on this last Monday in June. This year is going by so fast. Good gracious. We have a good show for you tonight, or at least I hope you think we will have a good show for you tonight. We're going to talk about a variety of different subjects and a variety of different issues. So it's what makes life interesting and entertaining. And before I move on to the birthdays, not yet. I want to say hi to London and Crystal Tucker. Crystal is, if for those of you who are on YouTube or Facebook, Crystal Tucker, a.k.a. Red Velvet, is a legend on the social media side. And she and her granddaughter, very cute little girl named London, did a little video for me. It's on my page, and if you go to it, you'll see it. The camera's upside down, and Crystal's trying to get London to say, hey, we need to check out Real Talk with Chip Washington. And and London is saying she wants to watch something that has to do with being a child, not the radio thing. So, but eventually, Crystal got London to say, okay, well, listen to Chip Washington, Real Talk with Chip Washington. So I want to say a special hello to all of those folks out there. Now, how about it if you're celebrating a birthday or have celebrated a birthday? This is for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the birthday roll call has begun. Happy birthday to Keisha Hamilton, to Kayla Miles, to Belinda Jennings Watkins. Happy birthday to Frederick Tappan. Happy birthday to my friend, Mr. Benny Cobb. Y'all know Benny. Benny's celebrating a birthday on today. Happy birthday to Angela Harris, to Shannon Bryant. Happy birthday to Tony Williams, Sherika Myers, Will Nelson, you're celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. Sharon Molman, you too are celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you. And my friend, we're going to get her back on the show. She's been on my show a couple of times. You know her as Miss Fit Diva, real name Dina D. Taylor. She is celebrating a birthday as well. And if you're not big into body shaming, like I am, don't look at her because she's really fit and she's really in good shape. So anyway, happy birthday to each and every one, whether you celebrated over the weekend or you're celebrating today, or you had a special occasion over the weekend, or you had a graduation over the weekend. Happy, 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 joy, 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 and congratulations to each and every one of you. All right, well, as we normally do this time of the show, it's news and notes. And yeah, it's not always the best in the news world, but it's reality and it's what we have to deal with, so we deal with it. Now, first of all, for you folks who are unemployed and collecting that $300 bonus check from unemployment insurance from the pandemic, that's going to end at the end of this week. So you might want to start, dusting off the shoes and getting your clothes ready to get back to work, because the unemployment benefits will end on July the 3rd. Okay? All right. Just don't say I didn't tell you, and don't say you weren't warned. On a more down note, it was another especially violent weekend in Memphis and Shelby County. 4 dead last night. One of those was a triple homicide. The suspect did turn himself in this afternoon. Unfortunately, he killed 2 women and a man. He did say something to the effect that the devil made him do it, but nonetheless, a very, very sad and tragic situation. So prayers go out to all of those who were affected. Total of 10 people shot and 7 deaths in Memphis and Shelby County, including in the county, a 14-year-old boy was killed yesterday, pronounced deceased, and he was shot and killed by another juvenile, second juvenile, whose age was not released, but he was arrested and charged with reckless homicide, 14 years old. Did you hear about the off-duty Memphis police officer who was involved in a very serious accident a couple of days ago, speeding? He was speeding at a very high rate of speed, hit a car so hard it split the car in 2. And unfortunately, 2 people in those vehicles were killed. So that's and then of course the one that everybody seems to be having a conversation about is do you hear about the woman who's now behind bars, allegedly shot and killed her child's father at a Memphis McDonald's on Getwell on Saturday? The 20-year-old victim was in the driver's seat of his vehicle. The suspect pulled up in front of him, blocked him, got out of her car, walked up to the driver's side, pulled out a gun, and shot him in the head. He was killed on the spot. The driver of the other vehicle, the suspect, is identified as Dominique Harris, age 32. Oh, and by the way, did you know that the permitless carry gun law goes into effect on Thursday? Thursday is July 1st, and that is when that new law goes into effect. So you heard what I just said a minute ago about all of this, and now we're going to have a permitless carry, which means you don't have to have a license, you don't have to have a background check or anything else. You can just carry a gun, and God help us all. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard, and there are going to be some very, very bad ramifications behind it. There is a reason why most law enforcement authority and even states attorneys generals, local attorneys generals are against all of this. All right. So if you hadn't heard, Derek Chauvin, the man who was convicted in the killing of George Floyd, received 22 and a half years in prison as his sentence. And that happened a couple of days ago. So I guess that puts that to rest. Let's shift gears, shall we? Because I know for many of us, we tend to forget about the fact that the COVID-19 virus has dissipated. Well, it hasn't. There is a new variant that is out that I'm sure many of you have heard of by now called the Delta variant. And it is more efficacious, which means it spreads a lot quicker than the original virus does. And it is here in Shelby County, and it's starting to spread a bit, which means that you need to be fully vaccinated. Go and get your vaccination shot. Go and get the vaccine, okay? It's not going to cost you anything but a few minutes of time. It's free. There are plenty of tests available. There are plenty of vaccines available. So please, because, this particular virus is worse than the last virus that we had from the UK. And it spreads a whole lot faster. So we really need to get on the ball and start getting these vaccinations. Arkansas has rising cases now. Mississippi has seen rising cases once again. Missouri has seen rising cases once again. And parts of Oklahoma are looking at a rise in COVID cases. So, man, this is serious stuff here. And, really, I'm going to keep beating that drum beat. And, and I know that there are plenty of folks out there who have whatever reason they have for not wanting to get vaccinated. But look, we're talking about life or death here, okay? And I want you around so you can help to listen to my show and you can tell people how great it is and all that kind of good stuff. On the serious side, though, you really do need to do that. And let's see, I had another something here I was going to say. Oh, by the way, air travel is really revving up. Southwest Airlines has had problems ever since they started to ratchet up in terms of flights in the whole 9 yards. They've had computer issues, they've had personnel issues, and they had to cancel thousands of flights the last couple of days because the demand outweighs the staff, okay? So, again, if you're going to be traveling anywhere and you're going to be doing it by air, I would strongly urge you, particularly from here, give yourself at least 2 hours because the lines are crazy long, they're ridiculously long, and you need to make sure that you are where you need to be, when you need to be there, and, that way you won't be missing flights and doing everything else. Let me get back to the vaccine for a minute. Late this afternoon, Christian Brothers University has said that if you don't have a vaccine, or if you haven't gotten a vaccine, you are not allowed on that campus. That means if you are a current live on-campus resident, that means if you are going and back and forth to study at the CBU, that means if you're a staff member, that means if you're in athletics, no vaccination, no campus, no anything else. You're just done. And you need to get it done. They're a private school, so they can pretty much do what they want. But if you're not vaccinated, and you have to be fully vaccinated, by the way, not just this one shot deal, and they need proof. So I don't know if this is a trend or not, but I know that Rhodes College earlier had determined that they were going to charge $3,000 per year for students that were not vaccinated. So this could be a very interesting trend. And finally, really prayers go out to all the folks who are affected by the building condo collapse in Miami, Florida. I mean, we've all seen the news. We've all seen the pictures. It's horrific. So far, there have been 9 confirmed deaths. There are 150 plus people who are still missing. So please, please, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers and keep them lifted because it's been 5 days. And now, they're still in a search and rescue mode. But, every day that goes by that you can't find someone, living, that just adds to more tragedy. So let us all pray for each and every one of those individuals. That's going to do well. Oh, no, well, actually, one more thing. Penny Hardaway, head coach of the Memphis Tigers, has interviewed for the head coaching job for the Orlando Magic, which is the team he used to play for, by the way, for several years. And it has been said that he is being seriously considered for that position. So will the University of Memphis be looking for a new head basketball coach? It is very entirely possible. So maybe if it's not today, it could be sometime this week. So prepare. Tigers fans, we may have to start the search all over again, because I think that the more zeros they put on the contract, the quicker Penny is going to be out of here. All right. That is it for news and notes on this Monday. We are going to take our first break. Jack and Adam manning the boards this evening. And when we come back, we will get the show started. What do you say? We're going to talk about road and highway safety and how you need to slow down and how you need to watch out for those folks who are fixing our streets, our roads, and our highways. This is Real Talk Memphis. I am Chip. You know who you are. We will be right back.
You're listening to Real Talk with Chip Washington. If you're celebrating a birthday, anniversary, or special occasion, shoot him a note and he'll read it on the air. Get involved and tell somebody about Real Talk. We'll be right back.
It's real talk. It's real talk. It's real talk.
This is Bishop Phoebe Rofe of the Episcopal Diocese of West Tennessee. Tune in every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. at WYXR 91.7 FM to hear conversations with community leaders about the role of faith in their lives. That's Faithfully Memphis, right here on WYXR FM.
Get Real Talk on the Tunein mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis. Your host, your humble host, Chip Washington here on this Monday. Hope you are doing well. And I have a question for you. First of all, did you know that this was National Safety Month? Well, if you didn't know that, it's National Safety Month. And this is something that really needs to be talked about, because when you think about, the first thing you think about is the I-40 bridge, right? That's been shut down that they're trying to fix. But just think about all the roads, all the highways, all the streets in town that need to be fixed, have work done here, there, and everywhere. And also think about the fact that the individuals that do this are pretty much risking their lives too, because a lot of folks really don't pay a lot of attention, and a lot of folks speed, and a lot of folks do other things, putting them in harm's way. We're going to talk a little bit about that. My first guest is Jeremy Ramberg, and he is the Director of Shared Services for Lehman Roberts, and is someone who can talk pretty clearly about National Safety Month and what it means for construction, utilities, and road crews. Jeremy, thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Chip. It's quite the opportunity to be with you tonight, so thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So, listen, it's National Safety Month, and of course, this is obviously your business. Talk about the concept of National Safety Month and what it is you all want other folks to know in reference to keeping these folks who work on our streets and roads safe.
Yeah, it's the 25th anniversary of National Safety Month, and really it's for all industries, not just the road industry. We're part of the road industry, and we're out in the motoring public, and we are road builders. But as you said, just think about all of the utilities. Think of your AT&T, your Memphis Gas and Light, anybody out working in the roads, doing community or doing work for the community to make sure that we can live and thrive and have the quality of life that we want. And this National Safety Month just brings awareness to that for people, the motoring public, to watch out for us, because we're out working in the roads, like you said. Just think, that's the construction worker's office where they report to every day.
Yeah,
they're out there in the roadway. They got families at home that are depending on them to come back, and it's dangerous work out there.
Absolutely is. And how do you push that message? How do we inform the public that, you know what, these are people just like you and they have a job to do. It's a dangerous job that they do on a daily basis, but they want to come home too. What's the biggest issue that you find in terms of folks, out and about? Is it because they're speeding? Is it because they're really not paying attention to what's going on? Or what do you find in terms of that?
Yeah, you kind of nailed it. Speeds are up. For some reason, the traffic volumes are down. Not for some reason. I mean, the pandemic decreased the traffic volumes, but with that decrease in volumes, the speeds have increased on our roads here in Memphis. And we see a lot of that. Speeding through work zones is a most common thing. And I'd say the second most common thing, distracted driving.
Yeah.
Grabbing the cell phone and taking a peek at a text or whatnot. It just takes a couple of seconds to travel a very long way on the roadway. And if you're not paying attention, bad things can happen.
Yeah, speaking with Jeremy Ramberg, he is the Director of Shared Services for Lehman Roberts, and he's talking to us about National Safety Month. And one of the biggest things that you said there was about distracted driving, cell phones, and other things that take our attention away from the road. Now, we see a lot of in some of the bigger highways. You have those big, I don't know what they call them. They may have the announcements on them. That say road work up. The billboards and things like that. Are they really making a difference in terms of what you all see as to try to utilize that as a preventative measure for folks? At least to try to pay attention, a little more attention on the roads.
I would hope so. When they flash up the fatality numbers on our roadways and to slow down, I would hope that people are paying attention to that. And when they come up on, the classic yellow cones in the summertime, the road work, people are frustrated because they're gonna have to slow down, but that they would just slow down to think a second, like, hey, this is somebody's work zone. There's people here that they're trying to make my life better. Let me slow down and give them some room and be safe as I transit their workspace.
The biggest issue that all of us are dealing with right now is the work on I-40 bridge. It has completely just decimated everything we know as normal, particularly that back and forth traffic going across that bridge. And now 55 is bearing the brunt of that weight. In what you do, is there any thought to perhaps 55 taking the brunt of all of the traffic that would be crossing on 40 on a daily basis on that bridge? And maybe any concerns you all might be thinking about or you might have in reference to its durability?
Yeah, well, I am glad that the Tennessee Department of Transportation and the Arkansas Department of Transportation, they are working very diligently to make sure the I-40 bridge opens up safe and reliable. And, I have confidence that they are not going to put us in harm's way and put us on the 55 bridge if they did not feel it was safe and reliable for that volume of traffic to go across it every day. Really, when you think of that, that's part of our infrastructure, right? Our economy, the communities, everything revolves around infrastructure, whether it's roads or water, communication, so we can have conversations like this. The infrastructure is a huge part of what we provide to the communities, and I have confidence in TDOT and Arkansas Department of Transportation on that.
So one of the biggest issues out here right now is the employment issue. A lot of places and a lot of businesses and a lot of everybody everywhere are looking for people to work, are looking for people to get out there. Are you finding that is indicative of what is going on in this particular industry in terms of road construction and utilities and road crews and things like that? Is there a shortage of eligible qualified workers, or is it just the opposite?
No, you are absolutely right. And so in the road industry, we are struggling to find employees to come work. But construction and utilities as a whole are having the same struggle as we are.
That is pretty telling. And, I guess when you talk about having those type of struggles, I would imagine that depending on the project, wherever it is and whatever the project is, it could take a lot longer to get completed because of the shortage of manpower.
That's absolutely right. We can't, have as many crews working, or maybe they're shorted. So a 3-day project may take a couple of extra days because of the manpower. It's a real concern and a challenge for us to get our crews fully filled with employees.
So before you go, give our listeners, if you will, just some pointers, just some things to remember, just some direction, something for us to think about when we are driving these roads and drag racing up and down highways and putting people in peril. But just some things, some reminders to people in reference to those folks out there working, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'd even make it personalized to myself. When I'm driving down the road and my phone dings or vibrates, I stop and think just for that second. It is not worth me taking my concentration off the road to answer that text. Whoever it is, they can wait until I get there. So my point is, for the traveling public, remember that you are the captain of your vehicle, and you are responsible for everything that vehicle does. And just when you're driving, take that mindset, and your phone can wait. Your speeds, if we're going around the loop on the 240 and I'm driving 80 miles an hour, if I slow down to 55 miles an hour, the speed limit, it's only going to take me like an extra minute to get to my destination. You
Right.
don't need to drive 80 miles an hour.
Right.
So don't answer the phone and drive a reasonable speed, especially in a construction zone.
Well, absolutely that. Jeremy Ramberg, Director of Shared Services for Lehman Roberts, thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for talking about something that we honestly tend to take for granted. And I know I have in the past as well. I'm very cautious of folks out working on streets and roads and highways, but generally speaking, we're all focused on other things and doing other things. But thank you for narrowing the focus on this, and really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chip. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you. Jeremy Ramberg, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, these are some points that you need to listen to, and you need to appreciate, and you need to understand, because if your family member was out on these roads and highways and they were doing, doing work, meaningful work, good work, trying to fix the roads, trying to fix the streets, trying to fix the highways, and somebody came roaring up and wasn't paying attention, oops, and hit somebody, and and heaven forbid kill somebody, then would you be cognizant? Then would you pay attention? Let's try to avoid that if we can. We're going to take our next break, second break here. When we come back, we're going to shift gears, and we're going to talk about Old Farmers Market and how you can get more bang from your buck. That's all I'm going to tell you. This is Real Talk Memphis. I'm Chip, and we will be right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page, and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
Hey Memphis, my name is Ron Buck. I am looking forward to bringing you my show, Riverside, every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. I will be playing rock and blues, old and new, and featuring Memphis music and events. I hope you'll tune in to Riverside every Friday at 1 p.m. on WYXR 91.7 FM, Raised by Sound.
You're listening to WYXR 91.7 FM Memphis. This is Nancy, and I hope you'll join me on a musical journey from 2 to 4 p.m. Mondays with Memphis Undercover.
Yo, what up? It is the president of Driven Type T. and you're now tuned in to Memphis' own WYXR 91.7 FM. The station with the city soul, man. Come on, you know what it is. Remember, never stop, stay driven. Peace.
Hey everyone, this is Janet, host of Jaunt with Janet, Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m., bringing you new releases in the rock, pop, and electronic genres with a little bit of the old fused in, all here on WYXR Memphis 91.7 FM.
Get Real Talk on the Tunein mobile app under WYXR, and he's now streaming live on Facebook. And you can also catch a rebroadcast on YouTube. Just put WYXR in the search box and hit subscribe. Now back to more Real Talk with Chip Washington.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis. Chip Washington here, your host. And we're going to shift gears a bit and talk about being healthy and how you can do that and you can get more bang for your buck. Amaranthus Hyden is my guest. And she is one of the, runs or helps to run the the farmers market, Cooper Young Farmers Market, as a matter of fact. And I want to thank you very much for taking time to be on my show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Well, listen, so, you know, what you're doing at the Cooper Young Farmers Market is pretty unique. And obviously, generally speaking, farmers market, a lot of people go, a lot of people are living a healthier lifestyle now, and they want to get the fruits and the vegetables and a lot of different things. So tell folks, first of all, what they can expect generally when they visit your farmers market.
So we've been at it since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
We have a wide variety of different types of food, anything from bagels to fresh tomatoes to I think we have chips and salsa, we have tamales. I mean, we've got a wide selection of different types of foods. I mean, pretty much anything you would ever get at the grocery store, we've got there. But we're also a producer-only market, which means that this food and the things that we have at our farmers market come directly from the producer. And, you'll also be able to see awesome local bands. And we also have amazing community member nonprofits that come in and they help either provide information about services that they're doing or even provide services. Like, for example, the Corner is coming this weekend.
And what's that?
They'll be providing HIV testing.
Oh, okay. All right. So you do have a little something for everybody, it seems, or so it seems. Anyway.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, now let's get into what exactly it is that you all are doing now that makes you kind of unique in terms of giving people a little bit more bang for their buck. So go ahead and lay out the 2-for-1 for us, if you will.
Yeah. So we're starting back our program called the Double Greens program,
Mm-hmm.
and what we do in that program is we take EBT or PEBT. And we match the dollars up to $20. So, for example, if you were to get $20 on your EBT card, we would give you an additional $20 to go towards produce that you would buy there.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And we do that because we want to provide higher access to everyone and local produce, because not only is it about being healthy, but everybody needs good food.
Yeah.
Like that, it's not just about being healthy, it's about being alive and being well.
Yeah. Well, that's very true. We're speaking with Amaranthus Hyden from the Cooper Young Farmers Market. And that last part you just talked about is really the one I want to sort of zero in on. It seems like, these days, people are shifting gears in terms of nutrition, in terms of what they put in their body, in terms of being more healthy. Do you find that in particular with your farmers market?
Yeah, since we started in 2010, we were one of the first markets, not only in the Memphis area, but in Tennessee overall, to provide to allow people to buy produce with their food stamp, their EBT cards.
Mm-hmm.
So
how important?
Always been.
I'm sorry. How important is that? Because we have a city that's very diverse, and we have a high poverty rate, and a lot of folks can't afford to do things. So really what you are providing is vitally important to, as you said, to really give everybody an opportunity. And I really don't want you to get away without really talking about that, because that, to me, access is really the most important thing.
Absolutely. Access is the most important thing. And my job particularly, we have two managers in the farmers market. I'm the outreach manager. And I also, as someone that grew up poor here in Memphis, I never really was able to go to farmers markets. And so creating accessibility is such a priority for me. I'm currently trying to work on creating better transportation access through Lyft, and currently trying to get MATA on board, and also working with universities to get shuttles to the market.
Yeah.
And then I'll also be reaching out to churches in order to see if I can get shuttles from churches to the market. I absolutely believe that access is the highest priority for me in getting people to the market, so that not only can we help make the food more affordable, but we can also make it more accessible through transportation.
Man, this is really a very unique and valuable program that you are discussing. Food insecurity is a very big issue here. Accessibility is a very big issue, and that you are reaching out. I mean, truly reaching out. Across the lines, and talking about MATA, talking about using Lyft and Uber and other a variety of different ways to get people here. And once you get them there, then they can really realize, man, wow, we didn't even know this existed. We didn't even know this was here. So this is a great opportunity for everybody to get to be a part of this. Now, talk to me about your hours. Are you just open on Saturdays, or what are the hours of this?
So we are open. So we're the only all year round market.
Really?
In Memphis.
Okay.
And we are open from 8 to 1 p.m. So 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Is that every day, or just a?
Oh, and that's just on Saturdays.
Okay. But it's year round though.
Yes.
Okay.
We are year round.
Wow.
We are there.
Amaranthus Hyden is my guest, and we've been talking about the Cooper Young Farmers Market. You said you've been around since 2005? 2010. So that's, What is that, 11? What is that? We're 21? That's 10 years, right? So 10 years of sustained growth, sustained accessibility. So give me your goal. Give me your goal, say a year from now, or however far out you plan. What is the goal that you want to reach in reference to the Cooper and Young Farmers Market?
I want to be a opportunity for farmers to get their good produce to the people of Memphis, no matter what socioeconomic status they are.
There you go. Well, that's a plan. And listen, congratulations on what you have done, and congratulations on what you are doing for the citizens of Memphis and Shelby County. This is a big deal as far as I'm concerned. And I'm very happy to have had you on the show. I really appreciate you coming on. Amaranthus Hyden, thank you so much. Keep up the good work. And if there's anything here at Real Talk Memphis we can do to help you, all you got to do is let us know.
Well, I would just like to end in saying thank you so much for having me. And if anyone's interested in helping keep this program alive, please go to our website at cycfarmersmarket.org, click on the double greens tab, and then click donate. And that's how we keep this program going. And thank you so much. This has been so awesome.
Well, thank you very, very much. And we'll talk again soon. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, I really enjoyed that because that was some information that I did not know, obviously, and I would assume if you're listening, you probably didn't know a lot about that either. But the 2-for-1 deal is something you cannot pass up, and it's good, healthy food, and they are trying to create an accessibility lane for you to be able to get there and do what you need to do and go on your way. Final break. When we come back, we are going to dim the lights. It's lights, camera, action time. When we come back, we're going to talk about the world of theater. Hattiloo Theater, to be exact. This is Real Talk Memphis. Right back.
If you like Real Talk, here's a way you can get involved. Do you have a show topic idea or suggestion? Want to be considered a guest or have a guest idea? Then send Chip a message on his Real Talk show page and you can be a part of the Real Talk experience. So as he always says, go out and tell somebody. We'll be right back.
There's really nothing better than a box of records. Not even a bottle of beer. Drinks are gone in a matter of minutes, but vinyl just won't disappear.
Hi there, this is Zach Ives. My show, A Box of Records, plays every Tuesday night, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., right here on WYXR 91.7 FM, Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey everyone, this is Janet, host of Jaunt with Janet, Wednesdays from 4 to 6 p.m., bringing you new releases in the rock, pop, and electronic genres with a little bit of the old fused in, all here on WYXR Memphis 91.7 FM.
Hey Memphis, my name is Ron Buck. I am looking forward to bringing you my show, Riverside, every Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. I will be playing rock and blues, old and new, and featuring Memphis music and events. I hope you'll tune in to Riverside every Friday at 1 p.m. on WYXR 91.7 FM, Raised by Sound.
This is Bishop Phoebe Roaf of the Episcopal Diocese of West Tennessee. Tune in every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. at WYXR 91.7 FM to hear conversations with community leaders about the role of faith in their lives. That's Faithfully Memphis, right here on WYXR FM.
You're listening to WYXR 91.7 FM Memphis. This is Nancy, and I hope you'll join me on a musical journey from 2 to 4 p.m. Mondays with Memphis Undercover.
real talk. It's 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 real talk.
And welcome back to Real Talk Memphis. I'm your host, Chip Washington. And Ekundayo, this is Real Talk Memphis. If you are doing the Zoom, put in WYXR in lowercase. I think you're there. Okay, can you unmute?
Yeah, I am so sorry.
That's okay.
Man, I did not have the passcode.
Well,
it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
No, that's okay. But listen, man, I just want to thank you for coming on the show. I really do. I really appreciate you being
pleasure.
here. Man.
My pleasure.
Ekundayo Bandele, who is
okay.
Is that okay? Did I say it right? Did I do it right?
That's just right, brother.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He is the CEO of the Hattiloo Theater, a legendary theater house in this town. And listen, thank you again for coming on the show. And I'm excited because you have launched your season post-pandemic. And tell our listeners, well, first of all, tell us what it was like going through that whole pandemic scenario, and as the head of a theater group in this town. Talk about that.
Well, you know what? The beginning of it, of course, was nerve-wracking because there was this
so they can hear.
Constant, everything's going to end next week. Everything's going to be back to normal next month. So there was this constant stop and go. So that took some while to get used to. But when we finally just said, you know what, this thing is going to last for a while. We're going to be stuck here. We decided to create programming for the long haul.
Okay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so we were like, okay, you know what? We're here. We're in this space. We're in this moment. We got to make the best of it. We're not going to bemoan it. Now, yeah, we lost all of our earned revenue, meaning we couldn't sell tickets. We couldn't rent the space. We couldn't sell subscriptions. We had to let go of a lot of employees to make certain that the theater could do its mission and stay fiscally sound. But then, back in like January, we started hearing more and more rumblings from the Shelby County Health Department, and they started at least laying down some restrictions.
Right.
Now, they didn't lay down any restrictions for theaters or performing arts organizations, but I was seeing what they were doing with restaurants and other places like that.
Uh-huh.
And so we were able to work with the health department to open. We were the first performing arts organization in the city to open, and I'm almost certain in the state or the region. And so we were able to open at the beginning of March with some limited shows. And so that got us back into things. But we've actually used this time to kind of look at our strategies, look at our programming, and see if there's opportunities for us to get better.
We are speaking with Ekundayo Bandele. He is the CEO of Hattiloo Theater, and you have already started. Now let's go from the pandemic to post-pandemic, and you have started your season, and you have several good shows coming up. You've had what, two so far? Two.
Well, we had. So what we did, because we closed in season 14. Right before season 15.
Okay.
So we called this season 14.5. So we just finished season 14.5, which was 3 shows.
Okay.
And the last one closed last week.
So are folks starting to, now they're realizing that things are letting up the restrictions and folks are getting back out and about? Are your crowds starting to get a little thicker? Are folks starting to go out and enjoy some really good theater courtesy of Hattiloo?
Oh, most definitely. That first play we put on back in March, we had a lot of people who were nervous, understandably, because they hadn't been around individuals, even though they were quarantined in like an opera-like box with people that they knew.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Everyone had on a mask. Uh-huh. But by the end of our last play, so we had 3 plays, each play ran for a month. By the end of our last play, people got... I'm not going to say they got more comfortable. I'm just going to say they trust Hattiloo more. They saw and felt that we were putting their health first. So I'm hoping in August when we start season 15, people really trust us.
So how many shows are in a season?
So we typically do between 6 and 8, depending on the lineup.
Okay. So 6 and 8, between 6 and 8 shows. Are you selling tickets for the upcoming season now?
So tickets don't go on sale for the first show until, I can't remember the exact date, but it's in July. So tickets go on sale 6 weeks before every play opens. But people who had already purchased the season 15 subscription, they're able to go on now and make their reservations for the entire season.
Talk a little bit about the history, the few minutes I have left here, of Hattiloo and what it has meant to the city of Memphis and Shelby County as a whole.
Well, the big thing is Memphis is 64-point-something% Black.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to Hattiloo, the last Black theater here closed, I think, in around 2001, 2002. There was no Black theater in the city.
Mm-hmm.
The only Black theater being done in a predominantly Black city was the popular musical, that people would come see, Black folks sing and dance, or there was the Black History play.
Yeah.
But none of the plays that really define the diversity of Black life and Black culture, none of those were being done. So when Hattiloo opened, we truly gave a theatrical and artistic voice to the Black community in this city. And that not only benefits the Black community, it also benefits the white community, Hispanic community, and so on and so forth, people who are interested in Black stories and who may have an aha moment in coming to see a Black play.
Now you have, I don't know if I don't think it's run yet. The Jeffrey Owens, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be the star of one of your upcoming shows. Talk about that.
Yeah, he's the first show. Jeffrey Owens, he has a play called Now I Am Alone, which is a Shakespearean show. It's never been done. So it premieres here at Hattiloo Theater, and a lot of people may know him as Elvin on The Cosby Show.
Exactly.
But a lot of people don't know he is a Yale graduate with a focus in classical theater like Shakespeare.
So this is right up his alley, no doubt.
Oh, man, he loves this, yeah.
well, listen, for ticket information, for folks that want to get in contact with you, find out what's going on, please let everybody know.
www.hattiloo.org, or just Google Black Theater Memphis. We pop up. We're in Overton Square, 37 South Cooper. Or you can call us 525-0009. If I can plug the big show next season.
Do it.
Angie Stone playing Billie Holiday.
Wait. Angie,
see?
Angie Stone?
Angie Stone playing Billie Holiday for us.
Billie
Angie Stone.
Holiday.
Yes, sir.
And when is that show?
That's in April.
Okay, well, I need to go and reserve my little front row right about now. If since you're gonna put that out there this early, I might as well go ahead and commit to that myself. Man, that's gonna be a big deal. But listen, thank you so much, Ekundayo, for coming on the show. Sorry we had a little bit of
I'm sorry.
No, you're great. Listen, and thank you so much. Thank you for what you do for the arts and for theater here in Memphis. We appreciate you. And listen, you're welcome back on this show anytime.
I appreciate it.
Take care.
All right, you too.
All right. Well, we finally got through it tonight. A couple of glitches notwithstanding, I want to thank my crew. There's a few of them in here tonight. We got Jack, man in the boards. We got Adam. We have Marquette. And, Adam and Marquette are my short timers. They're going to be moving on here at some particular point in time. I also have don't listen to Marquette. Don't pay him any attention. We also have I like Kobe. You don't like? Do you? Is that cool? Do you want me to call you Nicole? Okay, I call her Nicole. Nicole is here. DJ Lola is in the house as well. That's Ayala. So, and listen, it takes a village. It takes a lot of folks to try to get this together, because it's not so much to get this together, it's to keep me together. So I really appreciate them coming and spending an hour with me and walking us through this show. And as he plays us out, Big Jack, thank you for your work tonight, by the way. Not bad on the board. Play us on out. And as we head for the exits, thank you for taking some time to be with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we hope enjoyed bringing it to you. And if the Lord says so, I'll be back same time, the same station, the same seat, and maybe we'll actually do the show. Oh, by the way, you forgot to tell me, there's no show next week. We're dark next week for the 4th of July holiday, but we will be back the week after that. In the meantime, in between time, be good to each other. Be careful. Be safe out there, okay? And I'm praying for you. Pray for us. In the meantime, I am Chip, and I am out.
It's real.